You don't trust the election officials?
Nope.
Nope.
You don't trust the FBI?
Nope.
You don't trust the courts?
Nope.
Who do you trust?
Trump and his supporters.
I trust.
And anybody that hasn't, that when I listen to them talk, they don't turn my stomach with the disingenuousness.
These people are a real threat to democracy. They may act like the most pathetic babies you've ever seen, but that's exactly the type of people we have to be scared of. After all, no one with any dignity picks up a gun and shoots up a school. It's only crooked, spineless lunatics that do that.
We will not let somebody take down our Constitution. I swore an oath back in 1973 to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And if it comes to domestic, that's what I do. If the UN comes in here, there are foreign invaders in our country, and I will do what I got to do to stand up for them.
And you called yourself a militia, does that mean with guns?
If that's what it takes. A militia is, look at the farmers back in the day. They didn't have guns. They used pitchforks and whatever they had available to them. Today, everybody's got guns. What's going to happen is, if the thing starts here and we have a civil war, people are going to have to pick what side you're on.
There are people that think they're being attacked simply because they can no longer exploit the American government to do what they want. They think that they're the victims here, just because those folks who are oppressed are finally gaining a voice. These are the sorest losers you've ever met. And they want a civil war. They're preparing for it. And I will admit, I do wonder if we've crossed the line of no return, that we're already engaged in a civil war, a culture war that's torn our country asunder. It feels like it's only a matter of time before more happens. Trump continues to target the FBI. The GOP continues to threaten our country. It's insane how much these people are getting away with. Those January 6th insurrectionists have basically been martyred for the cause. They're only stirring up more and more violence, and it's alarming. These people won't settle for a country where everyone can coexist in peace. They must play the victim, even though they are the ones that are actively harming the people of this nation. They're willing right now to push the line. Their media is inciting violence and trying to deny it. It's pure domestic terrorism. We should not tolerate this kind of behavior. I'm all for reason. I'm all for the government system that represents us. I'm all for bipartisan cooperation. But this, it's madness. These people are past logic or reason, sense or empathy. They genuinely are against America, and they're not even hiding it. Some of their figureheads, like Steve Bannon, are up there already calling for America's downfall. They are already outright stating the fact that they want our American government completely eradicated. And these are public figures. These are people with massive followings. I have no doubt that some large faction of their followers are polishing their guns, stockpiling supplies, and waiting for the day they can mount an attack against our government.
My fellow Americans, can we all speak truths so we can see the lie that was brought upon our President Trump? And the ones who once were on his side are now finding wrong with the documents. Can we see this lie? Did they ever attack Obama's home or Clinton's? And why not? Because President Trump knows that the swamp are all lies, and he once drowned them. And they're all afraid you will see the truths.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again and again. MAGA is sending its best to fight for former President Donald Trump. The problem is that this just happens to be their best.
A witness will surely condemn this war. A third world war, yes. It's been turned into a war. But this force, this evil force against the American people, will be wiped out by the power that once helped George Washington win the Revolution for freedom. There is a God, and I know that we will be saved, that there is a plan, that the one president who had our true trust was President Donald Trump, and he will do it all over again with the prayers, the hope, the love, the trust of all the American people once again.
Actor Jon Voight has pledged his allegiance to Donald Trump in a bizarre video that compares the FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago to George Washington leading the colonies in the American Revolution. This is exactly what happens when you have media figures who know so little about American history aside from various symbolic battles and themes and peddle them totally removed from their actual political context. The democracy George Washington fought to establish is the same one Donald Trump is trying to bring down. Voight has championed Trump before, casting doubt on Biden's 2020 victory, where he again showed an absolute disrespect for the laws that govern our country, the same ones that Washington laid out.
All right, now look here, Billy. When you get out onto that field and you play that game with that other team, I want you to remember something. If the other team has more points than you, then everything was rigged against you. If you won, it was a fair game. Do you understand how this works?
Voigt's peddling misinformation disguised as patriotism, and people in MAGA land just eat it right up. He sounds like a true religious lunatic in his praising of Trump, saying that there is a plan, we will be saved. But he forgets the fundamental principle of democratic government, which is that no politician is above the law. And more colloquially, no politician is capable of saving us. Washington himself established the precedent of stepping down from office after 2 terms so as not to encourage future presidents to succumb to their oftentimes natural impulses to continue to rule indefinitely. And although Trump only served 1 term, it's really clear that he has absolutely no shame or humility in understanding that his presence as president has ripped this country apart in ways we might never recover from. A virtuous person would recognize the damage they have caused this democracy and willingly step aside and make room for other people of their party, but we all know that's not going to happen without a fight. Whether you support Trump or not, everyone is basically in agreement that he's shattered so many norms and values that those founding fathers risked their lives for. And for Jon Voight to link these 2 figures together is pretty shameful.